Back to Berg, back to Cannizzaro.
Especially we talked about the Heat early on, and it should be interesting to see how Notre Dame's defense manages the Heat. Long possession like this. They practice inside a bunch in South Bend, but nonetheless, totally different conditions for them today.
Yeah, you think down later in the game, with the depth will really be on display for both of these teams. Cannizzaro cuts across, great pass, and what a goal! That one coming from Almond. There's Hopkins, and great look over the top, takes the fake, scores the goal, does it all himself. Wesley Hopkins.
Yeah, it's a great finish.
And Adamson working from up top, gets it to Noble. Gets it back to Adamson. Berg with some space, 15 seconds to go. 10, got to find somebody. Nice look inside to Adamson, takes the shot, finds the 5-hole. Huge goal from Adamson.
When you do see a guy like LaPlante who's seeing the ball extremely well and making a lot of saves, but that's the system they're going with, and it's certainly worked for them over the last.
A two-man advantage. 6-on-4 lacrosse. Notre Dame, you see, in that tight box, square. Trying to keep Denver at bay.
Look at the posture of those defensemen, all down low, all helping to the middle.
Noble inside to Berg. Berg shoots and scores.
Berg gets it inside to Berg. Berg holds his stick low, but he twitches. He fakes.
Of opportunities. Georgetown's, unfortunately for them, ended in a turnover.
Now this is Fisher who has it, racing in, bouncing shot, save made by Poulion. Kind of a kick save there.
Flag is down. The defensive squad has to be able to regain possession of the ball.
Corbett, quick shot, just wide and out of play. 30-second penalty for the Mountain Hawks. 10:52 time of the penalty. It's O'Shaughnessy over there on the far side is going to let one rip, and that one might have gotten a piece of it, did Haley, but backed up nicely by Oppenheimer.
Little a la Lacascio from Villanova Lacrosse playing man up.
And we saw a couple shots from O'Shaughnessy in that Princeton game, and with that big pole, so difficult for keepers to pick it up. Oppenheimer over far side for O'Shaughnessy, got some space, bouncing shot, and he scored it.
That's the 6th goal of the year for Dylan O'Shaughnessy at 6'5".
But tried to dodge, had one loaded up, spins around, fires, and he buries it. Quickly 2-0 Lehigh as Corbett will pick up.
Showing Lehigh's defense, pretty standard.
And a nice shot there from Park from about 15 out. He got
turnovers, if I'm counting correctly, Heath, in the clear, and all 3 sort of unforced.
So now here comes Georgetown. This is Lewis ranging to his right, shot just wide. Kept in play here. Backs up. Kicks it over for Taylor. Taylor outside. Conness a shot, and that's going to be his first goal tonight. 3-1 Lehigh. Possession. Feed over outside for Henderson, and a save made by Haley. Ball loose, and we're going to.
For those of you that know a little bit about Delaware County road system, up a few exits.
Here's Dan Taylor. Outside, Conness a shot, and he buries it from about 15, probably closer to 18.
For those of you that know a little bit about Delaware County road system, up a few exits.
Here's Dan Taylor. Outside, Conness a shot, and he buries it from about 15, probably closer to 18.
For Georgetown, and it's a good job of them gaining possession of that ground ball. See if they can match that positive play with another one or 2 or 3 positive plays here and get, from Georgetown perspective, get a look on goal and get a good shot on Matt Poulion.
Outside, referee counting on the stall. Shot, that one on the side of the net. And now actually.
Light he needs, and right to the cage he went.
Corbett in front, shot, and we're going to have the officials confer quickly. Goal is good, penalty. It's now Lehigh to double digits in the goals. Conness feeds it far side for Taylor, and right on cue, Dan Taylor buries a shot. That's his 3rd goal today.
On the field.
Far side, exact same spot for Dan Taylor. Another one, that's 4.
Number 26, as you see it on the replay. Now, Mark Bryan, interestingly, has a brother that's just come back from Iraq and has his brother's name, Jeff Bryan,
M&T Stadium, as Ryan Young worked on by Michael Evans. Nice feed for Catalino.
scores! Young with the look for Catalino, and that is the man. The freshman, Bernhardt, out there with Groot and Sievers. And Jeff Reynolds then playing on the second line, the way he has played for a lot of the year. A shot and score from Sievers. Jeremy Sievers ties the game. Maryland was not really playing varsity level lacrosse. It was more of a club sport early on. Well, Hopkins disputes that. Catalino fires a shot and DeVosden makes the save. So dramatic semifinal win in Foxborough that sent them to the national title game against Syracuse. But of course, Syracuse won as Young comes in and scores. Is that goal going to count? It will, and the flag flew as well.
They're going to make the saves, but Kimmel just had too much on this one with his right hand and sticks a top cheese.
From about 13 yards, it looks like Phipps got a piece of that. I think he wants that one back. He feels like he should have made that save. And
nothing phases you because you've already seen Coach freak out a dozen times.
And as a player, you look forward to the big games. You would want every game to be the biggest game. So I definitely agree with Mike on that.
Thank you, Melissa. Nice save there by Gavazden. His Reynolds now, kind of a soft kick set by Sieverts. Reynolds will fire it high. Backed up by Ryan. They take it in off the inbounds. He had a screen set up. And the clear here for Hopkins as Christopher brings it right through. Christopher will fire a shot and score! Ryan Christopher bounces it past Phipps, and Hopkins is back on top.
And that all starts with the saves by DeVosden on Grant Catalino on the other end. And they kind of create
Up and down behind, over here behind the team, but he keeps leaning over onto his pole as if that right ankle is still bothering him.
Thanks, Melissa. We watched him warm up a little bit. He did not look like he was moving well as Groot will fire and score. Dan Groot takes the... Going to give you a lot of leeway. They did not there, and so a 30-second chance here for Johns Hopkins. They're scoring at just over 42%, and they score here. Wasting no time is Kyle Wharton, the man with the big shot we just mentioned. He beats Phipps this time, but it's 7-6 Blue Jays. It'll be Maryland possession with 20 seconds to go on the man up.
That is off the top of the post. Goalie's best friend is what DeVosden's thinking when he's thinking of those pipes.
And that's what the goalie's thinking. Wow, I really know my surroundings. I know where my post is. That's why it didn't go
Good
in.
position, sure.
That's right. I didn't give him any angle. And now Catalino, this time he'll send to Reed, who fires and scores. I take it back. It was Sieverts, actually, on the left wing. So
and the Maryland player would still be serving because it would be an unreleasable penalty, right? It would be a dead ball personal foul. So I have no idea why Johns Hopkins
well, I'll tell you what,
got
Peck
the ball.
is still on one knee in the penalty area. So this is still a man up for Maryland. To the man up, they are 3 for 5, at least we think, on the man up so far in this game. As the sun comes out here in Baltimore, Hopkins looking for a 2-goal lead, and a dive shot and a save made by Phipps.
Nice job by Max Schmidt that time taking that shot.
Now back to Hopkins it comes, and Boland out top. Around for Wharton, who fires, and Phipps makes the save. Wharton went up high on Phipps. Phipps got a piece of it.
And Wharton keeps getting that left-handed shot. When is Maryland going to take that away?
Here he is again, Wharton, trying to work his way around the man, and he scores! Kyle Wharton getting another chance by Reynolds for Maryland. And Johns Hopkins with...
Since then, he's been a different player.
And you can just see it in his confidence. He's not afraid to take it against long sticks. He is out there to score, and maybe that confidence he gained from that pretty amazing goal against the Cavaliers last year helped him out.
So here's Mike Young from up top. He'll shoot. Phipps makes the save, but he can't control the rebound. Reed being guarded by the shorty. Gets a shot off tough angle, though.
You know, he did a nice inside roll.
Guarded by the shorty. Gets a shot off tough angle, though.
You know, he did a nice inside roll there behind the goal. He just needs to keep coming. You know, if you stop your feet and get it off quickly, you know, you're more likely to get hit there. You know, you just keep running up the field, you keep your feet moving, you're a tougher target to hit, and Travis Reed there kind of stopped his feet. But you can see the talent they have. He's working behind the double combs, and a great opportunity is to re-dodge. A lot of coaches love you don't get past them and then initial dodge. Teams are too busy, getting back to the goal and setting up a defense. That it's another great opportunity to go without a slide coming to you.
Scrape off the defense and find a room to shoot the ball. This shot is turned aside. First save of the game. He dipped to the ground. The goaltender for Navy, making his second start of the season. Around the perimeter it goes, and again inside for the Terps. Big hit in front, save, Phelan. This time he grabs the rebound. The mids just thinking about offense as they go around the perimeter.
That's why Navy's been so strong. From 2004 on, it's their specialty units. The man up, the man down. They control ground balls.
Drive to the cage and a score! Brendan Connors. This is Young.
Watch the quickness of 27, the sophomore. Navy is turning into their #1 cover guy. So Mansfield really will need to emerge here as only a sophomore.
So far, the defense has been good for
the best offenses in the country. That speaks volume of the growth of lacrosse and the talent of Jake Bernhardt.
Up top shot, saved by Phelan.
Cummings, number 19. Watch him inside. Coach Cottle was really happy with the growth and the ball awareness of number 19, especially in that crease area.
Quick turnover, however, for Maryland. They do have a great man-up offense, but Navy's man-down defense is just as good. They only allow opponents to score 14% of the time. And the one thing you can't do against the Navy defense is shoot yourself in the foot, and that's what Maryland did right there.
Well, those types of mistakes drive a coach absolutely. Those other teams, Jason, prevent the big run from the Terps because they...
Circling in front and a score! Ryan Young, the official, as of late, will have a great halftime feature on Neckaniki.
Couple
and a half to go in the first six. For these teams.
That game offensively for Maryland. Look at this Maryland offense.
For the push to get the ball to Maryland. A minute and a half to go in the first quarter. It's close.
Ton of talent. They're so young. Their attack, all sophomores.
Score for the Terps.
To number 8 as he's going to the cage. He throws it back to the defensive midfielder and then the defender, Zach Schroeder, with the rip. That mental stability to make the plays like you had in the past, but little by little, he'll shake that off and be the player like he was. We're seeing that tonight.
This is Tim Paul, centering pass. Shot, score!
Michael Hirsch, the top cover guy, he's down with a knee injury in practice this week.
Word from the sidelines, Navy scores. Good response.
Substitutions that slow the game down and take away transition opportunities. Great slides by the Michigan defense, really preventing penetration by that Jacksonville offense. But there's the penetration. That's Igo with the shot and goal just as I speak. And it's 3-1 Wolverines.
Yeah, thank you, Connor.
Great day for lacrosse out here. The Dolphins trying to work their way back into this one, trailing by 2. That's a great feed up top. Nice nifty move and a shot and a goal. That one scored by our. A lot of fun to watch, probably whether they win or lose. A Wolverine lacrosse game last year in the MCLA championships. Cameron Mann.
Dan, and guy's been a good coach for a long time, and I think he's going to have a lot of success down here in Jacksonville.
I know factually that Jacksonville University is drawing some serious interest from some of the top talent out in the Rocky Mountains. That's Vasilev, shoots and scores.
Nice shot.
Nice left-handed shot.
Dan, and
Dolphin goal scorer.
early. Bojano.
That's in there. It's in their blood, Dan, and guy's been a good coach for a long time, and I think he's going to have a lot.
Jacksonville working the ball around. That's Garage. Jacksonville working the ball around. That's Garage. There's a shot. That ball's in the cage. Scored by number 21, Donovan Lang. In transition, they had an opportunity, pulled the ball up. Now we'll have wholesale substitutions for the Dolphins.
Yeah, again, a smart play by Goralski. They didn't really have a good clear pass into the middle, and rather than take a chance and throw the ball away, you always want to maintain possession of the ball. There's a great look to Cameron Lang and Cameron Mann.
Settle in the offense with 30 seconds to go. He kicks it over to Jeremy Tissenbaum. Again, Tissenbaum, 5'9", $165 from Mount Lebanon High School in Pittsburgh, PA. Looking for his first goal on the year. He's working the ball near side, goal line extended. Kicks it up top. There's a good roll, nice save. The roll on the shot was by. That's Vasilev. Patience by the Wolverine offense. Pressure from the Jacksonville defense. Jacksonville's going to scoop that up. That's Chip Young, senior midfielder from Mount Lebanon in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He loses it. Back to Vasilev.
And they go back to Perkovic being guarded by Zenker. There's the matchup of freshmen. He's already scored once. Lefty works back to his right, does the same.
Bad play. Perkovic does a wonderful job setting up his strength. Presses to the middle left-handed. He's a natural righty. Roll back to.
Here's Sosha. Now Kavanaugh. Step down. Perkovic hands free.
For one of the stars, Kavanaugh, you see the two shirts right there, and they leave Perkovic, who's got one of the biggest hammers in Division I lacrosse.
This is scary.
Had two, the key to spark that run against Albany. Perkovic's been money here in the second half, and it keeps on coming.
He's done it with standstill righty rips, lefties on the run. You see him dip his shoulder, keep his ground, and stick it past Aaron. The Irish are on a run.
We have a one-goal game.
Oh. Nice backup by Connor Doyle, Baltimore product, to the man from Michigan.
Had a chance to get the ground ball, the wing creates the loose ball, and then Maryland fouls. So here we see UMBC with their first extra man opportunity of the afternoon.
Didn't have a penalty in the first half, time-serving penalty.
UMBC in a 1-3-2, a lot of motion, high crease.
Polyan on top. A lot of patience, and there's the shot. No problem. Phipps gets the bouncer, and it's Maryland possession.
There we see some emotion from Brian Phipps as they beat the ball. Hagelin was pulled, but Hagelin will start today mode. Pick one, but Dave Cottle's elected to do the rotation and serve Maryland well.
Bouncer from Sieverts. Not much on that one.
Most of the important categories that, if you were to look at that and not know a score, you'd say, okay, that team is going to win the game or is winning the game, and that's not the case.
Ground balls, face-off, saves. Maryland with a slight edge in all those categories. Shots. But just a slight edge. But the big edge is on the board, where UMBC has possession and a 3-goal lead.
UMBC in a 1-3-2 set. On their extra man.
Remember, this is the #1 extra man offense in the country. Oh, a pipe. Near side pipe as Polyan let her rip.
Well, that's Rob Grimm. They like to use Grimm as a feeder. That time it's from bottom to top.
Hit the left pipe.
Gets it through 3 Maryland sticks. And look at the accuracy again, near pipe.
Under 20 seconds left on the penalty. Up top, there's a shot and a score, so they cash in again. Here we go, Maryland.
We talk about March Madness for college hoops, Scott. We got a little bit going on right now with the college lacrosse.
Maryland at 53%, and that's why shots like that. Grant Catalino, top shelf, can't score without the ball.
And if I'm UMBC right now, I'm still sticking to my game plan, which has been get the matchups with the short sticks.
Right? Yeah.
Do not play not to lose. Don Zimmerman doesn't coach like that, and I don't want them to take the air out of the ball.
Weimer left hand, and it's good. Weimer try to get some shots on goal. Like that. Oh boy, Bobby Stockton with the runner. The sophomore from Florida extends the lead to 5. For Maryland. Got 8.5 minutes and they're down 5, and when you've only scored 3 all day, well, I was going to say it's hard to see them getting 5, but there's one of them. Kyle Weimer ripped that one.
Posting up with that heavy right hand. It's gone to him the last half dozen times or so. Maryland needs somebody else to step up and get open.
Ryan Young tries and he scores. Just jumped around the corner and beat Jeremy.
Extra man defense.
Cummings couldn't finish that time, and there it is. Will Yateman gets that 6-6 working on the stick and goes low to high, and the lead.
22 with that long stick. Now it's Danny Gladding behind the net for Virginia. He comes out and shoots, and that looked a lot like last week. Gladding coming out and not able to. Carroll scores! Ryan Carroll beats Zimmerman from the right side, and it's 1-0. You in the goal to get those shots on cage early and be selective and make the opportunities count. But the good news here for Virginia, extended possession. Here's Bratton working it down. Went to Billings behind the net. He tried to feed, didn't miss. Now Carroll scores! Ryan. Season, the Cavaliers had both Ramel and Chamel on the same line, and I think it was a great move by Coach Darcy to split them up because they're very much the same player, and they can draw attention from the defense, and you don't need 2 players like that on the same midfield line. Now a feed in front and a score! 2-0. Virginia.